You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Archer After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Archer After Show.
Hey, yo there, Archer watchers.
Yo, 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 yo.
Hey, yo, what up? John Barrett giving us the remix of this intro. Intro to what, you might ask? Well, I'm about to tell you. Bing is for doing, folks, and we're here doing AFTERBUZZ TV for Archer. Post-game wrap-up for the episode titled The Honeymooners. So an allusion to something that's been made an allusion to something that's been made already.
Which is The Honeymooners.
Right. And something that they never do on Archer, certainly.
No.
It's reference things that have happened.
No, references?
Never, ever.
What?
Hey, guys.
Crazy.
I'm Greg Goodness.
I'm John Barrett.
I'm Dave Klein.
I'm Scott Moore.
And we got a lot to talk about tonight. Not only are we going to be talking about Archer, but Miss Aisha Tyler has been a busybody, as she frequently is. We're going to tell you what busyness she's been up to as of late. But before we get into that, let's just dive right on into the episode.
Also, let's all enjoy a little bit of Project Runway before we switch it to Archer behind us.
I'm enjoying that feed.
You know, it has been a night of technical disasters here in the AFTERBUZZ house. So it is just fantastic that we can get Project Runway going on in the background. It's appropriate. Also a night of disasters on Archer, because a lot goes wrong. Right at the beginning, Archer comes in. He's married to Lana now, or at least that's going to be their cover, and things only get worse from there. But what's interesting about this episode, throughout the course of the night, we see Lana move from second dog to leader of the pack, as it were. She's finally obtained that coveted spot because Archer has now crossed the line by giving Trudy Beekman the upper hand in her brunch with Mallory.
Yes, and can I just call it out right now from the predictions? When I threw that out there, I just threw that. I said Trudy Beekman's going to be back.
That's right.
And lo and behold, she's back this week, and I was very happy.
I think you get extra points for that because any prediction from Archer that actually comes true, especially the next week, is
come on,
the most amazing prediction you can make.
You're the first one out of all the shows that we've done. This is the only time we've gotten something right.
Are you clairvoyant?
I might be. I just might be. Or maybe, you know.
He hides a crystal ball under his chair.
Yes,
I saw it.
Yes, I did. I keep it hidden.
Well, that makes sense then.
So Archer has spent all of Mallory's platinum. It's not even a platinum. It's the black titanium.
Super fancy. It's above platinum.
He's pushed her over the credit limit, so that sends Mallory into a rage.
No, he hasn't pushed her over the credit limit.
She just doesn't have the card.
He just took the card.
Oh, well, I assume that it was...
There is no credit limit on that card.
Not on the fancy top of the line.
That's why it's black
platinum.
titanium.
You can tell what economic level I occupy. I'm like, there's a card without a limit. You can actually just spend whatever you want. Anyways, Archer has this card, takes it from Mallory without asking. Naughty, naughty. Little bit of column A, little bit of column B. And now Lana is in charge, what she's always wanted. And dare I say, not the greatest job she does with it.
Well, she doesn't necessarily do a bad job. It's just Archer keeps antagonizing her. And a lot of what he's telling her not to do, like don't be sarcastic, are the exact things he always does. So it's more of just that he's out of line and she tells him, all right, we got to wait, and he just leaves. So I wouldn't say she did a bad job. It's just more of Archer wouldn't allow her to do it.
The thing is, Archer is, by all accounts, an employee who cannot be managed. He's the worst.
He's a loose cannon, I tell you.
He's the wild card.
A competent spy, as we've all pointed out, but not easily managed. You're not going to look good if your job is to manage Archer. There's just no way.
Archer, on the other hand, it looks great because he got a mani-pedi right before all this craziness went down. I don't know. I find it hard to defend Lana's choice of actions throughout the night. Like, she does not... Everything that she does seems to make the situation worse.
Well, wait. Okay, so her choice of actions were to suction cup up a window, and then she fell, but that was because of the phone and the argument. And then her choice of action was to keep on trying to espionage the whole time. And Archer was the one who chose to go off on a rampage and go off and got them captured. And that was kind of the whole night, I think. So it was,
and eating everything off the dinner menu and having a power blackout, which I'm quite used to having myself, so I could relate to that. Had a few this week, but so yeah, I mean, it was really more on him and keeping him in line, keeping him in control.
I mean, she didn't do much to save the situations, whereas Archer was, but I wouldn't say she necessarily did a poor job of
So Archer is salvaging the situations that he ruined.
That's kind of what I took from it.
Okay. You may have swayed me on that. Now that I see your logic. See, I just go into it and I see, oh, well, Lana wants to stay in the room and then they don't, but oh, now they're in a terrible situation.
I think you bought into Archer's point, which is she's the team leader.
Yeah.
I think you're just buying into his points. You're like,
You've just been charmed by Archer.
Like most of the American public, I need a scapegoat, and I'm not going to do it with some dashing young man such as Archer. It's got to be it's the other guy.
Have you seen that turtleneck?
Yeah. That's one charming turtleneck. But while we're on the subject of Lana being a good agent or not a good agent, Archer is a fantastic agent throughout this episode. He really, I mean, minus the mani-pedi and kind of blowing the whole operation.
well, I think this...
the $90
yeah.
mani-pedi, too.
I think this sort of goes along with what Dave was saying, which is that he's really good at cleaning up his own messes,
In the grand scheme of things, not the actual messes he leaves behind.
No.
I've never seen him cleaning anything. That's a Woodhouse job.
Yeah.
Unless he's eating cobwebs. But like you were saying, though, we do see Archer being a great agent, and we were kind of talking about this while we were watching the show. He is good at what he does when he's not messing up the situation to begin with. He is really good. We saw him save Lana doing a total nosedive off of a building, and awesome scene.
Oh, it wasn't. It freaked me out. I'm like, Fear of Heights, and I'm watching as they're falling down this building. I'm like, ah!
And meanwhile, we had like this. We were watching, and for some reason the feed was off, so it kept on stuttering. And Scott was still having heart palpitations.
Every time they start up again. Every time the episode started up again.
But yeah, so we saw that scene. Then we see him do the karate kick and knock the guy into the elevator, the first agent, and then
with a bucket on his head.
With a bucket on his head.
Which is pretty sweet. A nice touch.
And then we have him busting out the handcuffs and tricking the guards into getting closer. So, yeah, he's awesome when he's doing things right.
Right.
But I mean,
which
he always
is not
does things.
always.
But he always is competent when he's actually being an agent.
When he's
For real.
forced to be.
Yes.
When he's forced into a situation where he absolutely needs to be barely acceptable, he really excels. I think I can buy that. I'm disappointed, though. I think that Lana was disappointed, too, that she didn't get to outshine Archer and that she ended up taking all of the blame. And I don't think that was fair. I think that we've talked about it in the previous episodes when Carol goes off on her, that deep down, that's really all she wants. She wants to be that top banana at ISIS.
And she wants the recognition. I think time and time again, it's sort of that constant theme where she's not quite given that recognition and just falls short every time.
Kind of a bummer.
The thing is, if the way I looked at this episode too is Lana would make a good team leader and Archer would be that good agent if they actually could work together properly. I think that would be the way. That would almost be the way for them to do it. If like in a real sense. I mean, obviously this is a comedy show, but I mean, if you were to really look at it, Lana is better as a leader, I think, and then Archer is better at just doing the agent things.
He's a lone wolf.
So you're saying if you were the HR and this was a real situation, that's what you would do, is the management. You'd make sure Lana ran the management and Archer was the agent in the field.
We could control Archer.
That's what I'm saying. If we can,
yes.
Maybe we can, though.
So
I made Trudy Beekman return this week. What can we do next week?
What can we do? Where does the power lie?
As an HR leader, you would try to effectively run the office as opposed to banging a burrito.
No, it was. I think it was a hero.
A hero?
It was? I
Is
wasn't
it
sure. I thought it was a
Hero
wrap.
too.
Yeah, well, it was a lamb wrap. So
Something with a wrap.
Yeah,
is
be
what I
a
assumed.
hero.
Gyro.
If we really want to continue
Gyro.
this
Gyro?
discussion,
Gyro.
A
I would
gyro.
just
Let's
watch
just
Gyro,
say it.
that's
It's a
right.
gyro.
I would just watch my coworkers having sex all the time if I was an HR leader.
I would watch my. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
if you were
I don't
an
know if
HR
I don't
leader.
even know if I needed to be an HR.
Yeah, you don't even need to work in the building. You can just. That's what I always say. Anyways, hey guys, you know who
after
was,
hours at AfterBuzz.
That's right.
you know who was trying to watch Lana and Archer get down and dirty?
Are you gonna say Cyril?
Me?
No, I was gonna say me and Dave apparently,
Yeah.
and Scott and all of us.
It's like
But
Cyril.
yes, also Cyril. Cyril
After hours after show.
Cyril getting
The
super
after.
jealous in this episode and
Yes.
spying on Lana and Archer in their hotel suite. So it's kind of a return to Cyril's old habits for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, we do have a comment from the chat from Lions Fan, which is that his opinion is if you're looking at this in the real world sense, Lana would try to do anything in her power to get rid of Archer because he isn't a team player. He is more of the lone wolf.
Ooh.
So they're from the chat.
I like that
do like that
analysis.
one.
But let's go back to
Interesting.
Cyril, as you were saying.
She wasn't trying to actively kill him, though. I will say that. That I know of. I mean, she probably would have been fine if he would die. But yeah, I'll go with that analysis. That's good. Yes, Cyril, super jealous, being a nervous Nancy again, and spying across the way in the Tuntmore Hotel. Huge hotel, the Tuntmore, by the way. The sheer logistics of
Are
this
there
place.
2 towers? Are there?
That's-
Because
There must be.
yeah, at least.
Yeah.
And of course, Cheryl owns it all.
Yep.
Yep.
Of course.
Splurging. That's the really sad part about this. It's not that he's so wrapped up and obsessed with Lana. It's that he can't sit back and enjoy a free bottle of champagne and tiger tranquilizers and whatever else they had up in that room.
Some chocolate mousse or whatever it was.
Elk.
Chocolate elk.
Which I would try, by the way. If anyone has any
Oh,
of
come
that
on,
out,
who wouldn't? That sounds amazing.
yeah. That's
Chocolate
going to be
mousse?
a delicacy. And that's a
Yeah.
delicacy? That's a delicacy. Yes,
Delicacy.
that's the word I was
what I was
looking
going for.
for.
It's
A
gotta be
delicatessen.
somewhere.
I drank 3 bottles of Glen
Glen
Blue.
Glue. Me too.
$900 worth of scotch down
That
my
is
gullet.
$900 worth of scotch.
And the sad thing about this, beyond the fact that Cyril isn't able to sit back and enjoy the hot tub and all the amenities, is that Lana kind of hinted during this episode that she was thinking maybe it's time to, and I couldn't quite get an exact read on this, but it's either time to marry Cyril or time for Cyril to put a baby all up in her.
Well,
Wow.
what I want to ask you guys too is there was also that decision that she made before Archer let her get it out, and she changed her mind after Archer saved her. Was it the same thing? Just like maybe I will have sex with Archer again.
I thought it was maybe I'll marry Cyril.
After Archer saved her, it was maybe I'll marry Cyril.
I think
Before
it was
that?
before that because
Before that,
there
yeah.
she by the way, horrible reason to get married, but I feel like it happens more often than it should. Lana getting married out of spite. She decides that the most effective way to drive Archer crazy would be if
marry
she
Cyril.
married Cyril, or again, I'm gonna go ahead and leave open the possibility of just getting a baby up inside of
See,
her.
I kind of thought that it was the whole bonus thing that she ended up deciding to tell him about. But well, then again, she was. But then again, she was surprised when he acted so pissed off about it. So maybe it wasn't. But that was what I took it to be.
Well, you were wrong, Dave.
Yeah,
No,
I was straight up wrong.
No, man, because they never explicitly say what it is, and I think that
Yeah,
was
but
very
also-
much intentional.
But also, Cyril, when she finds out that Cyril was there to spy on her, and then she says, there was a decision I made, and I am now reversing it. She, like, explicitly says that.
right.
So Cyril was involved in whatever decision it was, Cyril was a big part of.
And now we
Know what
won't
I'm
get to
saying?
see a wedding episode between Cyril and Lana, where
Well,
I
not
have to
yet.
assume
Not yeah. I was like maybe not yet. But
predictions, guys.
Yeah,
But we did
yeah.
get to
Save
see
it for
newlywed
predictions, Greg.
I'm leading us down a dark, dark path here. All right, guys. So hey, John, I think that it's time for you to. You've told me enough about this wonderful program they have on the web, iTunes. I've looked into it, and I have to say I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of music. You can get a lot of stuff, videos and
I'm
whatnot.
trying to look at this iTunes thing.
Oh.
It's just.
Heard of it?
You can use it on that thing that you have there.
It's a little tricky to navigate. It's a little like I'm an old-fashioned man, but as it turns out, you can listen to podcasts.
Which,
through this
by the way, is
iTunes.
what we're doing here.
Which is what we're doing right here.
right.
If you like what we're doing, you like podcasts vis-a-vis. If you like podcasts, you don't necessarily like what we're doing. It's a square and rectangle situation.
Yeah, right.
But if you do like what we're doing, then what we would highly encourage you to do is go in, comment, rate, tell us what you think. Do you think we're doing a good job or doing a bad job? Do you like John's hair this way? I think it looks nice.
I think it looks beautiful. Thank you.
For those of you who've been sticking around for a long time, do you like my beard?
Oh yeah.
People don't
Are
like
you
my
going
beard.
with
Very
March
sexy.
stashness?
I have
Shave-
no idea what this
Shave
is.
it into a mustache on the last day of March?
This is laziness that turned into like, well, I guess I can work with
It's
this.
gonna hurt too much to shave now.
Well, you know you gotta do March stashness now.
That's
And on
right.
the last day, shave everything except the stash for the last day of March. Just keep letting it grow until then.
Right.
Should I do that? Vote. And tell us.
We're
And let
voting
us
now
know.
on our iTunes comment section.
But also, please do go to YouTube as well and rate, comment, positive or negative, just so we can get your feedback. We'd love to hear from
Absolutely.
you guys. And also, if you want to, you heard me interacting with the live chat, go to AfterBuzzTV.com where we've got a live chat up and running. And if you guys have comments, questions, concerns, anything, just chime in, and we'll try and include you guys in the conversation.
Right on. And tell your friends.
Live.
Tell your
Live.
friends.
Remember, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight
Yes,
Time,
thank you.
or
9:30
12:30
p.m., 12:30 a.m.
Yeah.
ish,
ish.
in that ish frame.
We're figuring out time zones.
Yes.
Just go.
I don't know how
9,
I don't know
10.
how it works.
It's at 13. No, we'll figure it out eventually.
Let's just start giving mountain time, because who gives
Yeah, that's
mountain
right.
time?
That's right.
Nobody ever
Those
gives
poor
mountain
people at
10:30
mountain
mountain time.
time. Never get any of the respect.
Our systems detect that a host has wandered off the subject.
I
Okay.
don't know what you're talking about.
Oh hey, speaking of weddings and marriages and
Right.
all that stuff. Lana and Archer, married again. I think again, right? They've had to pose as a married couple before, right?
Yeah, they've had to
Yes.
pose as married, but never as a newlywed
Yeah.
couple on their honeymoon, checking out the honeymoon suite, and having to be all intimate and whatnot. Or Lana, who doesn't want to be intimate at all.
But Mrs. Archer.
Oh, yeah, her reaction to that is pretty great. Both the animation and her
Yes.
voice work on that is fantastic. Also, hinting of things
Yes.
to come, because she calls it, I'm looking for the exact line, I think some horrible future ghost of what's to
yes,
come.
yes,
future,
yes. I have
yeah.
it here too. Something about her, the fingers
Ghost of wedding future or
of
something.
the terrifying ghost of honeymoon future.
Which,
Yes.
that means that Lana has at least some part of her subconscious as like, this could be a thing. I could be married to this guy who I can't manage one day. Which, I don't know, to be fair, that's sort of a married couple dynamic, right? Is that you can't control each other. And that you're horrible and argue all the time. That's what married folks do.
Yeah, that's what marriage is.
Yeah.
You agree to argue all the time and
That's
for
the whole
everything
point
to
of
be
it.
horrible all the time.
Right.
Those are the ones that work. Those are the ones that last.
The ones that last have accepted that life is an unending march of horrors and pain
And arguing.
and arguing.
To be fair, though, Lana's reluctance to like go along with this and to play in actually is kind of messing up their mission. Because while I could totally see why Lana did not want to get intimate with Archer and get all huggy and lovey-dovey and let him slap her butt in the lobby, like as a married
rude.
couple, that's kind of expected. Maybe not that you're full-on groping in the lobby.
Well,
but
that's what
that
I say.
you're
Maybe
kinda
she could have been that type of bride that didn't want the PDA.
Okay.
I don't think it necessarily would have ruined the mission, but I think it added that
It is,
comedic thing with her issues with Archer.
but it is supposed to literally be their wedding night, right? And she's all like, "Get away from me, you monster!" Again, so you know it's gonna be a great marriage.
This marriage is
That's right.
starting
That's
off
what
on
I'm
the
saying.
right
It's
foot.
perfect.
Gonna last for 40 years and then some. Or 50. What, a lifetime, I guess, would have been the term I was looking for. do you guys think that they'd work together if you forced Archer and Lana to live in the same, let's say, penthouse suite for the rest of their days? Can they get along?
No.
Nope.
Well, wait. Okay. So they were in a relationship before the show ever started.
True.
I love it. Like they were. You know, this is real.
But I'm just saying there's something there. They both have common interests. They're both special agents.
They're both unbelievably hot.
They're
So
both
hot.
unbelievably
Too hot.
hot. Yeah, you never know if
That's something like that's like the whole Friends thing. Maybe one day they'll get married at the end, you know, and that'll be the end of the series. I'm throwing out a prediction for way in the
prediction
future.
for season.
Save
8.
it for predictions, Scott.
So not only are we doing the Honeymooners, we're also doing Moonlighting, which is that they finally get together at the end. That's the big classic example of that, right? Is Moonlighting is they finally get together at the end.
I don't know
I
to what you are referring.
well,
I think something
no one ever does.
worth mentioning real quick is that the whole idea was that they're trying to stop uranium from being sold to the North Koreans, or not the Indians, who, as the North Koreans pointed out, but the North Koreans. And it all along it ended up being Krieger trying to sell it to them, which was a great punchline.
Yeah, a lot of evil people working in ISIS these days.
There's a lot of back and forth going on in that
I think
office.
we've always known this about Krieger, though.
I always assumed he's more of a troublemaker, a rabble-rouser,
Yeah.
if you will.
Well, he had some scheme, but
The
we'll
ants.
never know what it was.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
But you gotta love the radioactive pig, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that made me happy.
Speaking of scheming and creepy people, serial killers, they're a creepy bunch,
Yeah.
right? But guess what? What if we took serial killers and made it into comedy gold?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Slow down there.
Crazy talk right there.
Because the good people at
Rumpelstiltskin,
AfterBuzz,
explain.
Some of the people that we know and love here in the studio have made themselves a movie. It's called Serial Buddies, and had its premiere last week. Went very well received. I would encourage all of our listeners to go on YouTube, check out the trailer. There's going to be more information about when you can finally see it if you haven't seen it already. If you have seen it, then by all means, spread the word about how awesome it is. But again, Serial Buddies, you can just look that up on YouTube and you know, leave a comment, give a rating, say what you think, because we love that here.
Right on.
You just wove that silk into gold.
Yeah,
Into
I
gold.
did. With my golden silky voice. Speaking of golden silky voice, how about newspapers, huh, boys? Huh?
All right, let's talk about it. Eh?
I don't know.
Extra.
That was a
Yeah,
poor transition, but hey,
So I assume you're trying to weekly hobble into the news and gossip segment.
that I am.
Yeah.
Limping across the finish line
Yeah.
here, guys. So Aisha Tyler, we were talking last week about just how busy she is and is always doing stuff, and she's going to be hosting Whose Line Is It Anyways? Well, Statesman.com has given us the lowdown. She is actually even more busy as of this
right.
week. She and every other cool person in the world is at South by Southwest right now. And she actually wasn't just there to hang out. She went ahead and hosted the interactive awards that they hold there. And from what the article said, she basically flew in for one day, did the award show, and then flew out because she is so busy now that she couldn't even stay.
She doesn't
enjoy
sleep.
The fest.
Now that's one
what she
fine
said.
dame, see? Oh, are we not doing that anymore?
We moved on.
Extra.
It's okay.
Extra.
But that's really interesting. I mean, I'm glad that she is so insanely busy. Because when you're in the booth, that can't take up like a huge chunk of your time. I'm sure it's a lot of work and very exhausting, but probably not as time demanding as being on a
Actual
film
set.
setty all day, making the
On
pictures, as it
location.
were. Yeah. So good for her.
Yes, and I was gonna say that explains why she hasn't been on here yet. She's just
Yeah.
too darn busy, so
Yeah.
it makes sense now. It all makes sense.
But you know what? I predict.
Woo! What a transition.
Nice. That was a good one.
You had all episode to get a good segue out, and it came.
I predict that she's going to come on the show
goodness
sometime
came.
in the future. She has to, of course. John,
make it
do your
happen.
thing.
Predict something.
I predict that we're going to see that Krieger they're going to build him up as more and more of an evil guy with some master plan. And I think that ultimately, because I believe in my heart of hearts that he's a good man, he's going to be okay in the end. He's going to prove us all wrong.
Predict something. I think Krieger's gonna make a position to take over ISIS. Predict something.
My prediction is next week is going to be another Barry episode.
Predict something.
Let's. I'm going to predict with break up Cyril and Lana. Let's
Nice.
break them up.
Okay.
All right.
Once and for all.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Greg Goodness. You can find me on the Twitters at Generic Maverick.
You can find me, John Barrett, on the Twitters at JDuganBarrett, or in person at Second City, LA.
All right, guys, and you can find me on Twitter at the Dave Klein. That's Klein, or my website djk-online.com.
And you guys, you can twat me at sman80. That's SMAN80.
Not the right tense for that.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
We'll
buzz you later.
See?
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.